Now, this clip is about how we achieve justice for disabled people. And now, Sans Invalide has created a practical framework for disabled movements to consider and achieve disability justice. They've done this because disabled movements are the key movers and shakers towards achieving justice. However, as you will see, this is not to be done on their own, and it's not to be done just by disabled people. So the first thing to recognize is that the disability movement is intersectional. In other words, it's not homogeneous. So there are issues of race, gender, class, gender expression, and there's the relationship to colonization and more. There's also different types of disability. There's visual impairment, there's hearing impairment, there's physical impairments which prevent walking or various other aspects. So we can, and there are other impairments that are a result of war or maiming or accidental injuries. So we can't treat everybody as a one-size-fits-all situation. So we need to recognize this and appreciate difference. But a disabled movement does need to have leadership from those most impacted upon. And those most impacted upon, obviously, are disabled people. And so, although ableism exists, the disabled people have to stand up and say, this is our needs, this is what we want, and this is what's happening against us. They have to fight ableism. But fighting ableism cannot be done on its own. So it needs the support of able-bodied, or the so-called able-bodied people. They need to be recruited. They need to come on board. So there has to be cross-movement solidarity. So it's imperative to establish collaboration between disabled movements for the hearing impaired, for the sight impaired people, for the physically impaired. So they need to come together, forget their own differences in some respects, and fight and resist together. So there has to be that recognition that you're a whole unit, that disabled people are together. And there has to be the fact that people are valued as they are for who they are. And it also means that we have to understand that people have inherent worth outside of the established capitalist notions of productivity. And so we also have to recognize that each person can draw upon their history and their life experience to educate others, to resolve problems in other areas. So that you can use internal experience, internal thoughts, sensations, emotions, fantasies, and perceptions to help enrich society. And disabled people have plenty of experiences and sensations, etc., to share, and it will benefit society as a whole. However, any movement has to be sustainable. There's no point in it just beginning to resist, beginning to fight against ableism, and then dissolve. It has to be there for a long period of time. There also has to be that commitment, as I've hinted earlier, to cross-disability solidarity. So all sections of the disabled movement, of disabled groups, have to work together. So it's a diverse population on its own, and it has to become a collective to find collective liberation. And yet, there has to be a realization that we're all, whether we be able-bodied or whether we be disabled, we are all interdependent. So we're dependent upon each other. So the able-bodied are just as dependent upon the disabled. The disabled are interdependent between each different group, and we can all help each other. So this is why, in some respects, able-bodied need to be recruited on board with the movement towards justice. They have different perspectives, able-bodied have different ideas, and some of them are worth adopting, not fought against just because they are able-bodied. And basically the fight is against state solutions, against state control of disabled people. Indeed, it's against state control of able-bodied people. So it's a fight against this domineering state idea. And access is necessary. Everybody, as I've said, needs access, but that should be for everyone. It shouldn't be just from somebody who's a brown/black queer crip, not my terminology. It shouldn't just be for a white queer crip. It should be for everyone. It should be anybody, whether it be able-bodied, whether it be disabled. Everybody should be able to access things equally and access every opportunity equally. And only then can autonomy in the disability community occur, and thus remove the fear of vulnerability. So we need to move together as a people with mixed abilities. It's a kind of collective liberation. And so that's the first step towards disability justice. It has to become a broad-based, popular call. Disability justice is still a yet-to-be vision, but it is a map for whoever it may include, in all of us it should include, to create for our ancestors and for our great-grandchildren the way forward for a better world and a more equal world to survive in.